a roll up, right? So what you're going to do is you are going to, now if you can't roll up, by the way, I'm going to show the modified version first. You're going to sit like this with your feet apart, sitting up really tall, and then you're going to scoop your tailbone under and go to whatever your edge might be. For me, I can go down and curl all the way up. Now, if you're trying to build your abdominal strength and you don't have a lot of strength there, maybe you can just go to here and pull. The most important thing is trying to tap into that center so you feel your muscles there. And I don't know, maybe you had a C-section recently and it's been really hard for you to have any sort of feeling there. So I wouldn't go for the big one that I'm about to do right now. I would go for the smaller one. So you want to stretch out really skinny, 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 and then you're going to lift your head and your arms up together and think of your arms are in the middle of your biceps like a goalpost, right? And you're going to scoop your abdominals in and reach forward. So you should also feel a stretch in your spine and the back of the legs. And then keeping your head in between your biceps, roll down and lengthen. And again, inhale and exhale, stretch. Inhale, scoop the belly in. And exhale. 3 more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, scoop. And exhale. Last 2. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And last one. Inhaling and exhale. Okay, next exercise we're going to do is called single knee into your single leg stretch. Sorry. Outside hand is on your ankle. Inside hand spots your knee. Right? And again, there's always a push and a pull in Pilates. So even though I'm pulling my leg in, I am resisting and creating that resistance by pulling out. So here we go. And if you have a hard time getting your outside hand to the ankle, say it. It helps connect both brains, the left and the right, together so you get it. Outside hand, ankle. And I'm going to do an extra set of 10. Keep trying to maintain your C curve. And try to get your knee all the way to the earlobe. And rest. Okay, double leg stretch, right? Same thing, grabbing your shins, not your knee, not your ankles. And what you're going to do, it's a reach, reach, and pull and crunch. Reach, reach, and crunch. Make sure your heels are really, really, really tight together. So if I was there, I wouldn't be able to pull them apart. So let's pick it up on 3. This is 5. If your neck's bothering you, keep it down. 6. Last 3. 2. Eye line is belly button. And 1 more. Head and neck rest. Okay, if your lower back is bothering you, feel free to do a little twist here. And we'll get moving on. Because I know Desi is going to help stretch that out. Okay, next exercise is double straight leg stretch, right? But if you're not flexible you have issues, please feel free to stay like this, where you can touch and lift. So super modified would be hands down at your side, with a touch and a lift. Next version, you can do this, touch, lift, or your hands can be here, or you can be here. Try not to bend your knees. You want to really reach through the back of your legs and your heels, okay? So here we go. And inhale and exhale. And 3, and 4, and 5. Just 5 more, guys. 1, and 2, 3. Keep the C curve. 4, and 5. Next exercise, single straight leg stretch. So I've been doing these all week. I just think they're a great way to really keep your abs in shape. And you can continue to do them, but they're always hard. Okay, so here we go. So it's a pull, pull, switch, and switch 2, and 3, and 4. Resist 5, 6, resist 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I'm going to add an extra set with a really nice flexed foot so I get more of a stretch in the back of the legs. And 1. Now if you can't grab that high, 2. Grab here. 3, 4. You're still going to get the work. 5, and 6, and 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Last abdominal exercise is the crisscross with the 3 count hold. So hands are going to go behind your head and neck, and you're going to lift up and really twist at your waist and hold it. 1, 2, 3. Don't go backwards. Stay up. 2, 2, 3. I'm seeing all the dust on my floor. 3, 2, 3. I'm like, oh my God. And 4, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3. Really tighten up the abdominals. 6, 2, 3. Inhale and exhale. 7, 2, 3. Inhale and exhale. 9, 2, 3. Last one. 10, 2, 3. And rest. So that's my little series I have planned for today. Did we go way past, or do we still have time left, or are you there, Desi?
I'm over at the camera and I can see so many people are joining us. Hey everybody, so good to see you all here. It's up to you, Nicole. You can go another 4 minutes if you want to do one more move, or we can chat for a minute also.
I don't know. What do you tell me what you want me to do and I'll do it. We can chat.
Let's chat for a second because I really want to know. So you mentioned C-section, and when you're dealing with women specifically who have like diastasis recti, some people call it diastasis, and there's the separation of the abdominal wall, what's one good tip for starting to heal some of that? I know that we can't like totally fix a separation, but what's one good tip from Pilates that can help people start that journey?
Well, I mean, obviously not to expect a lot quickly because, you know, your muscle's torn. So working in small increments. I mean, the first exercise I did, I really believe would be a great one to start with, where you're, you know, sitting up and then, you know, try not to hold on so much and you'll know when you get to your edge, wherever you start to feel a connection. And if you don't feel a connection, just keep at that, till eventually you won't have to use your arms, right? So maybe you can just go to there and it feels weird and shaky, but just try to hold it and then try to go back a little further and so on and so on and so on. So you can come all the way down to here and so you really can start to feel, because you will feel. It just is a matter of time till you feel the connection. Also, another trick is if you have like a weight like this, to put here on the lower part of your abdominals, right? Just like maybe even this and this.
Nice.
Somehow with a weight on top.
Yeah.
Pushes it down, makes a weird connection for some of my clients. But, I would do these exercises every single day.
I love it. We have some Pilates teachers who have joined us as well, and they're agreeing with you and giving you hearts and smiles.
Thank
for
God.
those of you who have not yet met Nicole, Nicole is an amazing Pilates teacher. You can find her here on Insta, and she also teaches Zoom classes. And I'm super excited to learn from her and to benefit from this work.
I'm excited to do yoga.
Yay, let's do it. All right, everyone. We are actually going to start standing in a plie position. So if I could ask y'all to stand up. And you'll notice that Nicole and I both have round mats. This is the mat that I designed for Manduka. It comes in two colorways, the one that Nicole is on and the one that I'm on. And it just came back into stock today. So if you like it, check it out. Okay, we're going to begin with our feet a little bit wider than our hips and the toes turn out slightly. From here, just take a great big breath in, arms overhead. Exhale, and bring your forearms to your inner thighs. I apologize for the background noise. I live right where Marina del Rey meets Venice. For those of you who might be in a different part of the country, it's like the Grand Central of the beach cities. Let's drop our hips, and this is called standing frog. This will help you to release through the inner thigh, through the groin. And after the leg and core exercises, I can feel that each time I drop a little bit, there's a little bit more of a release. Now this one's kind of fun. All you're gonna do is move side to side with it. This kind of reminds me of like Hawaiian fire dancers. At the same time that you're feeling the stretch through the inner thigh, just like Nicole was alluding to in Pilates with the push and pull, we don't want to completely collapse into a stretch. So I would like you to feel a little bit of strength and awakening in your pelvic floor muscles. It's kind of like there's a gentle lift of these muscles that act like a hammock. Now I know that the legs might be burning a little bit. I will ask you to release them. Hands to the floor, all 10 toes forward, fold on in. As you fold forward, release your head and neck. I'll have my head up just a little bit for those of you who are just watching. You'll see that my head is up a little bit simply for audio purposes. But really, really see if you can allow your upper body to just spill forward and stand on your strong legs. And now keeping the right hand down, let's take the left hand straight out to the side and find your torso parallel with the earth. From here, lift that top hand into an open twist. Now it's really important that you pull your right sit bone back. So we don't want to collapse it. We want the pelvis to stay level. We want those SI joints to stay happy. And then find a rotation more from the obliques. So every time you exhale, you're using the muscles in your waist to find maybe just 1 or 2 more degrees of rotation. And release, change sides. Left hand is down, right hand first reaches straight out, so you look a little bit like a one-armed airplane here. And then take that top hand to the sky, and let me give you a prettier metaphor than that. Think of like a big mama eagle or a falcon spreading her wings. Pull your left sit bone back. Find a rotation through the obliques. Spread your wings. Let there be a feeling of power and strength, especially through the torso, the strong legs, and then the heart can rise. So good. And gently bring both hands down. Bring your fingertips behind you, clasp your hands, and take your arms overhead. And as you do so, release and feel the chest and the front of the shoulders opening. And now bring both hands to the floor. We're going to spin around to the left into a low lunge. So once you're in your low lunge, if this is enough, great. I would like to explore a twist here since we're kind of in this twisty energy or spiral-like energy. So let's bend the back knee and take the opposite hand to the top arch of the foot and start to turn. If you're able to work your heel towards your glute, please do. If that's too deep through the quad, just back off a little bit. And try to use the exhalation as the doorway to the pose. So each time you exhale, you have an opportunity to safely explore. Again, maybe just a degree or two range of motion, a degree or two of depth. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. And release that foot. I'm going to ask you to turn around towards me. Stay bending into that left knee. The right leg is straight out to the side. And now drop your hips. Woo! Heel is on the floor. Hands can come to namaste. Or you can support yourself by holding onto the floor. It's up to you if the toe is pointed or flexed. Again, hello inner thigh. Hello groin muscles. And let's slide it over to the other side. Spin around into your low lunge. Nicole was talking about cross-patterning movement and taking the hand to the opposite foot. We're going to do that here. So take this outside hand, that back foot. And like so many of you, my kids are homeschooling right now. And interesting that you brought that up today, Nicole, because in STEM, in science, technology, engineering, and math, that's a mouthful, they're learning about the left brain and the right brain. So my kids were very excited to find out that the left brain controls the right side of the body and vice versa. And my little guy is a lefty. So he was super excited to find out that sometimes lefties have better memories.
I'm a lefty.
Right?
But I don't know if that's so true anymore.
I don't either.
I feel like I can't remember anything since I had my child.
Mama brain. I've got that. Let's release that foot. You're going to spin around to face me. Let's come back into Standasana. That's that low, kind of gnarly side lunge. And you can always put your hands down on the floor. It's totally fine. It gives you some nice support. But I would like to see your hips lower than your heart and your heart lower than your head. And if that means hands come to namaste and you're like, wow, I've been doing this for, 3 decades and I can levitate, cool. Or if you have the hands on the floor like I do, fantastic. I did train legs today with kettlebells in addition to what we're doing. So I am feeling myself today, feeling these muscles.
Did you do Andrea's workout or no?
I did the last part of Andrea's because we were just finishing the Zoom class with the kiddos. So I got my heart rate up before we went into your Pilates, which was great. All right, come back to the center. Now check it out. You're going to step back into down dog. Bring your knees to the floor so you're on your hands and knees. And now this pose is just a little bit easier if you're on a soft surface like Nicole and I are on. If you're directly on the floor, go slow because you're going to feel the inner part of your knee. We're going to slide the knees apart. So as you slide the knees apart, let the feet turn out to the side. Your booty will be up in the air just a little bit. You can come onto your elbows. And this is frog pose. So whenever I'm teaching, I always like to choose at least one body part that we focus on that day. And today is adductor day, inner thighs.
I love you, but I hate this exercise.
It's kind of like spring cleaning for your legs. It's like that part that everyone forgets about. You gotta give it some love. Try to keep your feet active, so flex through the toes. And we're here for 3 slow, deep breaths. I don't know if you can see it, but way off in the distance behind me is the Pacific Ocean. And we want our breath to move in and out of us like the ocean's waves. So they're never in a rush to get anywhere. They just follow their own rhythm. So good. And now you can bring your hands down to the floor. You're going to bring those knees together once again. Crisscross your ankles behind you and have a seat. Please lay down onto your back. Sunny side up. And now let's take both knees off to one side. You can choose which side you'd like to begin with and let your beautiful face turn in the opposite direction. So even though we are still going to focus one more pose on inner thighs, we don't want to neglect the core or the muscles that help us rotate. We've had them very active. Let's now find this really sort of passive work. You just set up the pose and the pose does the work for you. It helps to release tension in the low back. There's the nice rotation through the torso. And then just swivel off to the second side. Try to feel the back of both shoulders down on the floor. And again, let your breath be steady, easy, rhythmic. And now bring your legs back to the center. Let's come into happy baby. So you hold on to the outer arches of the feet. Some people call this dead bug. I just like the metaphor of a happy baby better. When you see babies discovering their toes, it's pretty cute. And take your first 2 fingers like peace fingers, peace symbols, and hook them onto your big toes, please. From here we go. Open those legs. This is a variation of a pose called Upavishta Konasana. Upavishta. So we've got this upward opening. Kona. Anytime you hear kona, it's an angle. So we've got an angular shape to the legs. And again, we don't get a whole bunch of inner thigh work, whether it's strengthening or stretching, unless we're doing a lot of stabilization work, which we should be, and which Andy was so gracious to take us through. And now let's bring those knees together. Just roll onto your side like Sleeping Beauty.
Family intrusion. Out. Out.
And in these last few moments, if there's any part of your body that needs to release, just invite it to Let go of any tension, anything that no longer serves. And slowly press up to a seated position. Let's bring our hands to the heart center and separate your palms in the shape of a flame. And this flame is a metaphor for the inner light that illuminates our path. The light in me recognizes and bows to the light in each of you. And I especially want to extend my gratitude to Andrea Orbach and Nicole Stewart for sharing all of your gifts today. Namaste.
Namaste, Desi. Thank you.
Namaste. Thank you. So, hey, Nicole, are we going to do Saturday slumber party?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's try it.
Okay. Do you want to pick a time now, or should we just announce it on Insta?
Yeah, let's talk about it a little first. And then, but we're planning on doing this Saturday night slumber party where Desi, Andy, and I, we're going to get together via live, and we're going to answer any questions, and we're going to just talk about all kinds of different things.
I love it. We have a lot of people who are